All right, questions for Major Peter Vermes?
Yeah, Peter, just talk about Jimmy coming in off the bench. How did he look?
Jimmy Madrenda?
Yeah.
Wasn't enough for him to really do anything. I mean, he tried to whip a few balls in, but, he never really got into the game. Unfortunately, at that point, we were thinking that we would put another more attacking-minded guy on the left to see if we can get some service in the box or just create something a little bit more direct to goal. But we just didn't have the ball enough, and they did a good job of managing the game at the end.
Just what do you feel like the difference was between the first half and the second?
We should have been up 4-1 to go into halftime. Should have been up 4-1. I mean, that's a simple thing. We had unbelievable chances. Obviously, we had the penalty. How we don't get the second penalty called, I have absolutely no idea. I say it all the time. I'm a big believer in VAR, but if you don't know how to make a good decision, and you don't see it, and I don't know what you see. I could go through so many different instances in the game. The fact that Felipe Gutierrez gets a yellow card on a play where, I said this before, there's 7 cautionable offenses in soccer. One of them is delay of a restart. He calls a foul. Our player puts the ball down, goes to play it. Guy puts his hands to go grab it. He gets a yellow card because he kicks it, and the guy is the one who actually, if he doesn't touch the ball, then there's never any situation. Player should never have the right, but the reason why he has the right is because he never manages the game from the very beginning when they kick the ball away. And the league comes out and and everybody says they talk about initiatives, and the initiatives never get enforced, and it's a waste of players, staff, club, fans, owners, everybody's time, because they don't get enforced. It's just sad. Just like VAR. VAR is a great thing. Having the instant replay is excellent because it helps to make the game legitimate, right? I mean, you miss something, speed of play, whatever, to not be able to call a penalty kick like that at the end, I just don't understand it. You can't call the game one way for one situation and another, and the inconsistency was incredibly consistent.
Tonight, at what point do you kind of go back to the drawing board or do you attempt to go back to the drawing board to kind of make that push to the playoffs, or is what you have, and you've got to stick to your guns?
I'm not giving up. What's there to give up? I'm not giving up. If that's what you're asking, I'm not giving up. We've every game we're going after it. We're trying every game. People have to score goals. People have to stop goals. All that has to happen. And unfortunately, we didn't score again tonight. We have unbelievable chances. That's the point, right? That's the real point, is that if you don't create any chances and you're not dangerous, then you have to be worried. Then you have to sit back and you have to think to yourself, we got to do something different. Something's got to change. But when you create the kind of chances that we did, like I said, we should be up 4-1 in the first half. And when you don't score those, this is the second game in a row at home that we've done that. And if you don't, then this is what happens. And unfortunately, that's what happened.
And then just the defensive, I'll say, the second goal, Corey Baird slips in there pretty much unmarked. Is that, I'm not asking who's fault.
Terrible by us. What should have happened is Fontas should have easily slid over and knew that man was there. Before that guy even hit the ball, he should have already been shadowing towards that side or shaping himself up towards that side. Never should have been alone like he was.
Why has momentum been so hard to come by for you guys this year? It just seems like every time you take a step forward, like in Seattle, it's sort of followed by...
I wish I could answer the question. I really do. I think it's a good question. I don't have the answer. It's right there in front of us. Like tonight was a great example. We do a great job in Seattle. We play very disciplined. We come home. Look, like I said, when you look at the first half, it's all there for you. But, we got to finish it. We got to put it away. And we don't. And so you keep a team in the game. We haven't even talked about the first goal that they scored. I mean, I'm embarrassed for the first goal because we're not ready. We're not ready. We talk about these things all the time. Shots taken, ball goes past you, you turn around and get ready for the rebound. We're snoozing. we're snoozing. And it's stuff that this team does not do, and unfortunately, that we're doing it. And that's a problem. That's a problem. That's why the first goal goes in, gets them in the game. Like I said, we had other opportunities, but we can't blame anybody. You know, we can't blame anybody for the game. I do think that the referee has a lot of opportunities in the game to do things differently, which would change the game. For sure would change the game. But unfortunately, it's not what happened.
And then what's the nature of Gerso's injury? And
Yeah, he took a really good whack. It's another perfect example as well. It's amazing how you're allowed to just come through on somebody and nothing happens. I'm amazed. I'm amazed.
You talk about all of these chances that were available for Sporting in this game. One player who was just not able to get on the end of them and hasn't been able to this season, Daniel Shallowy. What is keeping him from finding the success that he's seen, especially in 2018?
The only thing I can say is that the only answer I have, I'm not going to tell you I'm right, lack of confidence. That's all I can say. Because you're getting in all those good spots, right? I mean, you're getting in the spots left and right. And, you know, he just is, you know, I don't know what you want to call it, snake bitten, you know, whatever you want to call it. He's just not confident.
Eric Hurtado, another player who's coming off of a successful game, and then tonight, what did you see from him, and what did you like specifically that he brought?
I don't think that we gave him enough good balls, to be honest with you. At the same time, I think they did a good job of bottling him up. But he fought and was strong in the game. But he really never had a ton of chances, you know. But I think that's also due to some of the stuff that we did or we didn't do.
He plays a very different style than Namath does in particular. How do you see him fitting into your plan going forward for this team, trying to make a playoff spot?
I mean, he just started playing for us, so it's hard for me to answer that question. You know, he's been out the whole year, basically. I mean, he really hasn't played at all for us until really last week, so it's hard for me to answer that question at this time. Yeah, thank you.